In just 6 days, a big vote is taking place for adults in the UK called the general election, and it will decide who runs the country. This week, we've travelled to every nation in the UK to hear from you, finding out what you'd like to see done by the politicians in charge.
Now, what do you think the Prime Minister should tackle? What should be the first big thing that they do when they become the Prime Minister?
I feel like that they should get the NHS back on their feet so they can help with future illnesses. Because that will help everyone in the world, in Scotland, to be healthier.
That's really key, isn't it? And I wanted to ask you as well, now, if you were Prime Minister, what would be the first thing that you would tackle? Because this is interesting.
I think we should ban all astral pictures because in those black pellets that has a chemical in them, and if you interact with them it could be bad for children.
If I could ask the Prime Minister to do one thing for children, it would be to make sure everyone has the same right to education, especially if they have special educational needs.
Yeah, that's a really important issue, really good idea. What advice would you give to whoever is Prime Minister after the election?
I would advise the new Prime Minister to focus on the NHS because they work so hard to save so many people's lives and they work really long hours.
Very good. Really impressive answers from this school. What are the biggest issues you'd like the government to tackle?
The biggest issues the government should tackle is school funding to renew schools and give schools better and fun activities to do each day.
Very nice. You had a different issue in mind.
I think one of the most important things we should focus on would be cleaning all of our rivers.
And what do you think?
I agree with Matilda about the pollution, as there's an article that says we have a right to a clean environment, and I don't think we have this.
Very good. Now, what do you want to see from the government?
It's to help the NHS because now it's people is waiting like 5 to 6 hours in the emergency department to see doctors.
OK, so health is a big one. What about when it comes to schools? What do you think should happen?
Give more money to schools to get more resources and get more outdoor activities.
And there's a huge issue at the moment for lots of people who are struggling. Tell us what you think should happen.
To help lower energy bills and gas bills because they're getting higher and higher.
So help to bring down those bills which have been impacting millions of people. What should the government be doing? Who should they be listening to?
I think they should be listening to children's voices more and even give them a seat in the Parliament.
And having a seat in Parliament, that's a really good idea. And why should the government be listening to children?
The government should be listening to children because adults don't talk to children that much and we are the future of this world.
So what are the main issues you'd like the government to tackle?
We'd like the government to tackle climate change because we're the future of this country and we don't want anyone pumping waste into the ocean.
So why is that so important to you?
Because we're the future.
You are, that's true. What advice would you give to whoever is Prime Minister after the election?
My advice would be to give every child the same right of education in with special educational needs.
Very good. And if you could ask the Prime Minister to do one more thing for children, what would that be?
Put more funding into technology because it'll be needed more in future careers.